Hello race fans and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we are here at Martinsville Speedway for the Martinsville 100. This is going to be race number 3 in the More Freedom series season 3, and the points really aren't heating up. Again, we've only gone 2 races, but let's go through your top 10 in points real fast. Currently number 1 in points is going to be the 69 of Arco Creates. Second will be the number 80 of Hog Eric. Third will be last week's winner, the number 33 of Harvey Jones. Fourth will be the number 329 of Heck of a Duber. Fifth will be the number 20 of Adam B 5000. Sixth will be the number 13 of King of the Aces. Seventh will be the 25 of JTM. Eighth will be the number 38 of Baseman. Ninth will be the 71 of Kung Fu Beer. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the number 11 of TC Roberts. So that's your top 10 in points right now into race number 3 of the season, and this is shaping up to be an exciting short track extravaganza here at Martinsville. The crowd is already ready to watch the race unfold, and so am I, so let's go racing. Let's go through your starting top 10 real fast. Starting on the pole is going to be the 07 of Douche Baggins. Starting second will be the 72 of Duchess. Third will be the number 300 of Resemble. Fourth will be the 999 of Deviant. Fifth will be the 71 of Kung Fu Beer. Sixth will be the 51 of AJM 2588. Seventh will be the 329 of Heck of a Duber. Eighth will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Ninth will be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the 34 Super Snake, as that 07 of DB leads us down to take the green flag, and we are underway here at Martinsville for hopefully 100 laps of green flag action, as DB currently has the lead down the backstretch with double wide action right now behind him. We're going to watch him come into turn 3 and 4, as off at 3 and 4 he goes on lap number 1 here. 99 to go, and it is going to be an exciting race. DB is your leader. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. As always, top 10 will be on the left, and your favorite driver will be scrolling across the top as the 72 of Duchess in that Douche Motorsports another Douche Motorsports vehicle, dropping down to the inside of the 300 of Resemble. We're going to see if KFB goes along with her or if he stays back there behind, as Resemble a little bit high off that turn. KFB dropping down to the inside, inside. He's like a cat right now. Can't figure out which lane he wants to be in, as he's now down to the inside of the 300, as Duchess able to grab that position. Up the second goes to 72 of Duchess, and Resemble able to fend off that 71 Limerita Ford of Kung Fu Beer. DB's still leading this race. We're going to see if Duchess has anything under the hood for her car to catch up, as Douche Motorsports putting on a show right now. Again, we're going to still have hopefully no cautions, but hopefully we're going to have multiple pit stops today. We're going to see how Douche Motorsports handles those pit stops, see if they can get their drivers out in front or what happens. We're still very early here, as we're only on lap number 6. Dropping back through this field, there's that number 3 of Geek Girl Games, currently riding around in the 6th position. G3 having started 9th, so 3-point places up for her right now. There's another Douche Motorsports vehicle, that 329 of Heck of a Duber, currently running 8th on the track. The other Douche Motorsports car, the 8 of Moon Bunny, currently back there in 30th position. We'll drop back through the field just a little bit more. Right now in last place is last week's winner, that 33 of Harvey Jones. We'll see if Harvey has anything for this track, as there's his teammate, the 544 of Frederick Winklebaum, as King of the Aces now underneath him. And it also looks like Aces Gazette Motorsports putting on a performance as of right now, as the 13 of King of the Aces down underneath the 544. Now right in front of King's going to be the 06, the 23, the 420, and the 95. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Aces to Z Motorsports cars. All in a line right here at Martinsville. It's the 544 of Winklebaum down to the inside, doing a crossover move right there on the 13 of King of the Aces. Here comes the Daytona winner, the 20 of Adam B5000. We're going to see what he does here as he's getting down to the inside of the 13. DB's still up by about half a second right now over his teammate, the 72 of Duchess. So King of the Aces retaining his position right now, currently running in the 16th position. We'll jump back through this field a little bit more, see what we got going on back here as the 00 of Mudbone, and there is another Aces to Z Motorsports vehicle. That number 11 of TC Roberts, currently running 10th in points as of right now, just silently moving up in the points to 10th. He was quiet the same way last year in the More Freedom Series, where he just quietly moved into the top 10 in points throughout the year. Keep dropping back through this field, see what's going on here in the back. As a battle right now between the 96 and the 80 and the 25, and there's that 8 of Moon Bunny. Last year's points champion, the 96 of Nico, had just gotten around that 80 of Hog Eric on that lap, so he's up to 29th on the day. Eric back to 30th. Eric currently running second in points. He's definitely going to need some pit stop help here, as he is right now about 11. What is he? He is currently 9 seconds behind the leader, and the lap times are about 18 seconds right now. Right now, our fastest lap is going to be by Frederick Winklebaum at 18.893 miles per hour, or seconds, or 100.228 miles per hour here on lap 15. Jumping back through this field, we're going to see what's going on here in the back, as there is actually your points leader, the 69 of Arco Creates, and last week's winner, the 33 of Harvey Jones, battling it out for last position right now. So we're going to see what Arco and Harvey do, as Harvey's up to, what was it, third in points, and definitely cannot afford at this, I mean, even at this stage of the season, Harvey can't afford to finish last, and especially by, the 69 of Arco, he definitely needs to also move up, and, familiar sight back here is going to be that 88 of NM. As we jump back up here to the front of the pack, Duchess is slowly creeping in on the back bumper of DB right now. Kind of steady up here at the front as single file action, as Duchess still trying to make her way to get up to and around her teammate. Jumping back here, and here comes that number 3 of Geek Girl Games down to the inside of the 29 of Wishbone Attack. So G3 making her way up to the front. She is now up to 6th position after having started 9th. Taking away, it looks like she's about to take away the 5th position from Wishbone Attack right there, the 29 car. And here comes the 999 of Deviant down to his inside. Can't quite make that pass. He's going to drop back in line behind Wishbone Attack, and the, 2 MBR cars right there. So MBR, having won the points championship the last couple years, they are currently in the 8th position in points, as again, I have changed the way the points are, or teams are conducted, make it a little bit more fair, especially for those teams that have 6 drivers, like MBR, KFB, Aces to Z, and making it a little bit more fair for the rest of the teams, and maybe they'll be able to win points championships. I mean, KFB with 5 drivers, I think this year, is still number 1 in points, but Dump and Roll Racing, which has, I believe, 4, is second in points, and Elliott Motorsports, which is third in points, only has 1 driver. So those teams that have 1 driver are going to have to finish really good this year for them to win that points championship. But it is possible, like Elliott Motorsports with the 20 of Adam B5000 could win 5 or 6 races. You never know, and end up winning the points championship. But Duchess right now, I think, is content to hang behind DB, as we are up to lap number 23 right here, 77 laps to go, and the Martinsville 100 here in Martinsville, Virginia. So DB and Duchess probably was their former home track when they were residents of the Virginias. And now, having moved down to Texas, Texas Motor Speedway is going to be their home track. So secondary home maybe for DB and Duchess. You never know. They could have been racing here, and they just know this track really well, and that's why they're up here at the front of the field right now. KFB still not letting the 300 of Resemble get away, as the number 3 of Geek Girl Games inching ever closer to the back of KFB. And I think G3 right now looking like she has a really good car. And I mean, obviously pit stops are going to play a huge role in this race. And we never know what is going to happen during those pit stops. So, I mean, anything can happen. It's anybody's race still. Very, very early in the ongoing here. We're not even halfway yet. We're about halfway to halfway. Checking back through this field. The 95 of Zed Brenna, again, still leading this gaggle of Aces to Zed Motorsports vehicles right here. 4 in a row right now. As co-owner of Aces to Zed, Zed Brenna himself is running in the 11th position right there in front of the 420 at Queen of Hearts, the 23 of Fuller to the U, and the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. Good look at that orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car, as Adam B5000 is still thinking about trying to get around that number 13 of King of the Aces. But Frederick is inching closer to the back of the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. Still your leader on the track. All 28 laps so far is going to be the 07 of Douche Baggins. Just dropping back through this field, see if we can get some action going on here. Martinsville is a lot of single file action, and that is indicative of just short tracks in general. But, you know, I think we're going to see what happens after pit stops and whatnot. Again, your last place car is still going to be that 33 of Harvey Jones. Currently 12 seconds up, or 12 seconds behind your leader, with DB having run that 19.2 second lap last time around. You know, he's only about 7 seconds up on the leader. Basically, almost just about a straightaway between the 07 and the 33. As coming down to complete lap number 32 on the day. So DB having led all 32 laps. Duchess right there, not letting him get away. Nobody is, it's almost nose to tail through the entirety of the field at this point. Sometimes we'll get a good run, sometimes we'll get a little bit of passing, but, you know, watching the timing and scoring up on my monitors, you know, everybody's kind of just riding this out until our first pit stop, which I'm hoping comes up. Now, I guess we're only about 30 miles in, but could be coming up pretty soon here. You know, edge of your seat excitement when those pit stops start happening, and to see if these drivers can get into the pits successfully and out of the pits successfully. Drop back through this field. See what's going on back here. Status quo pretty much through the entirety of the field right now, as DB's leading the way and everybody else just kind of single file in line following along. DB, no traffic in front of him as of right now. He's still about 11.8 seconds up on Harvey, who is currently still in last place. Harvey increased his gap between himself and DB by about 1/10 of a second that last lap. But, I mean, you know, we're riding, we're having fun. The crowd's just loving the action right now. And yeah, it's single file action, but it could get spicy at any moment. Especially if Duchess gets right there to the back bumper of DB, and, you know, they might be teammates, but anything can happen, as DB and Duchess are actually kind of pulling away a little bit over that number 300 of Resemble. Resemble having an excellent race so far today. Checking through our points list. Resemble is currently 31st in points. I believe he had an incident. I can't remember if he had an incident. No, he was on the lead lap, pitted after a caution, went a lap down at Daytona. So no incidences as of right now for that 300 of Resemble. But bad brakes at Daytona, and he's currently 31st in points. Running third here today. I mean, it will be a huge benefit if he finishes here. A huge boon to his points. And also KFB, who didn't have a great race last week, and he's currently in the... Looking through the points right now. He's currently 9th in points. You know, running 4th on the track with G3 itching to get around him at any time. But KFB having a fantastic year so far this year. I know, like, season 1, KFB was finished 2nd in the points to King of the Aces. Came down actually to that last race at Talladega, and KFB ended up having just mechanical issues that race. And then last season, he just didn't have the car that switched to Ford. He just didn't have the car and all that stuff last season. But, I mean, KFB Racing right now is looking pretty stout, as he's currently 4th in points, or 4th on the track, 9th in points, and KFB Racing is leading the team points right now. Looking through the top 10, he is going to be the highest of the KFB Racing cars, and it looks like Baseman is in 20th. Veteran is in 26th. Big Slick down in 33rd. Where's that number 1 of Jamal Jackson, currently 24th. So KFB not doing too bad this year as of right now, as a little bit of slide up right there for that 72 of Duchess. Looks like her tires might be starting to go away, or she just put a heck of a run on that 07 of DB down the backstretch. DB having led 46 of all 46 laps today. Here she's a little bit high through the turn again. We'll see what she's got down this backstretch. So you can see those tires starting to go away on both the 72 and the 70. So almost a halfway here at Martinsville with the 07 of DB, your current leader on the track. Looks like this is going to be, if they stop after halfway, this will definitely be a one-stopper today for Martinsville. And Martinsville is under a mile in distance, so that's why it's 100 laps. And so, I mean, it makes sense that they could go, you know, halfway or over halfway to get to the finish. And, you know, like most of our races, like the Daytona race was 100 miles. And then, you know, last week at Charlotte was 80 laps. So because it's just a bigger track, it's like a mile and a half, you know, so. But DB, your leader at halfway, confirmed, is going to be that 07 of Douche Baggins. So DB leading at halfway. He's going to get those 5 bonus points. And as of right now, when he completes his lap, he's going to have 51 laps led. He will have led the most laps on the day. And it looks like here comes your leader, the 07 of Douche Baggins, into the pits. First car to stop here from the leaders. We're going to watch DB as he comes down the front stretch into this pit road. Very, very long pit road here at Martinsville. Actually, that's a back stretch. That's front stretch. Way down here into turn 1 is going to be his pit stop. Looks like the 13 at King of the Aces. His sign is down. DB getting ready to pull into his pits. The number 1 pit stall on the day. He is into his pits. Let's see what he's got going on. Right side tires going on for that 07 of Douche Baggins. The 72 of Duchess still going to be your leader right now. Left side tires going on. Looks like Duchess is getting ready to come in. There's her pit crew getting set and ready to go as the 07 of DB down and away out of the pits. And looks like that 300 of Resemble is going to take over the lead here of the race. So Duchess and Resemble both going to get a lap led here today at Martinsville. But DB, let's see if the 95 of Zed Brunna out there in front of the 13, King of the Aces. We'll keep an eye on Zed real fast. I don't think he's going to be our leader. Let's check through our stuff. Zed is not showing as having stopped yet, but that doesn't mean he hasn't. Yep. Zed is now into the pits. Let's see who's in front of... Very, very slow. Look at the mess we got going right now on pit road. So many cars in, so many cars getting 4 tires and fuel right now. As the 96 of Nico falling in behind the 80 of Hog Eric, I'm trying to catch up to who may or may not be the leader of the race right now. So it looks like most likely that 07 of Douche Baggins is going to be your leader. Provided there's no incidences right now, DB's probably going to be your leader coming out here, unless it's the 777 of Seabass. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Like everything's gonna even out here in just a moment. We're gonna follow DB around this track, but great pit stop for that 71 of Kung Fu Beer. He's able to get out almost right behind that 07 of Douche Baggins. As DB has led 51 laps, he is going to have led the most laps on the day, so he's going to get the 5 bonus points for starting on the pole, the 5 for leading the most laps, and the 5 for leading at halfway. So 15 bonus points for DB, who is currently running in the 29th in points. So huge boost in his points right now. Had to write down that DB's leading at halfway. Nobody currently a lap down right now. Harvey has moved up to the 34th position from last, and the 619 currently running in last. But let's jump back through this field. Let's go through your top 10. So your leader on the track is going to be that 07 of Douche Baggins. Second place will be the 71 of Kung Fu Beer. Third place will be the 72 of Duchess. Fourth place will be the number 300 of Resemble. Fifth will be the 999 of Deviant. Sixth will be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Seventh will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack right now, as the 95 and him are battling it out for the 7th position. Drag race down the front stretch right now for 7th. 7th battle for 7th and 8th right now between the 29 and the 95. Looks like that 95 of Zed Brunna is going to have 7th. Your 8th place driver right now is going to be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. 10th is going to be that 544 of Frederick Winklebaum. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be that 34 of Super Snake, as he slides up right there, almost running into the back of Frederick, as allowing the 329 of Heck of a Duber to get a little bit of a run right there through the turn. Duber not able to do anything with it. Duber currently running 4th in points. So he's having a great year this year for Douche Motorsports after coming over from Duber Racing. Now the 5404 of Winklebaum. He was trying to get around that 29 of Wishbone Attack, as the 95 of Zed Brunna just absolutely taking off right now for Aces to Zed Motorsports. We'll check back up here at the front, see what's going on. Still your leader on the track basically is that 07 of Douche Baggins. He's obviously got the car to beat today. Great pit stop for him. Also fantastic pit stop for that 71 of Kung Fu Beer. So I don't know, we'll see what happens as the race goes on. Battle in the back of the pack right now, as you can see DB popping into your screen, maybe seen popping into your screen. Less than a straightaway behind the 619 and the 143. So with 33 laps to go, DB may run into lap traffic at some point, as he's less than a straightaway right now behind these drivers battling it out in the last position. As there's the 88. You know, always, you know, listen, yeah, we know. 25 at JTM dropping back right now. He was running up there with, he was actually a little bit higher than that a little bit ago, but pit stops, you know, you got to get Got to have good pit stops here on the short tracks. Again, one bad race does not make your season as of right now. You just got to make it up in the races that follow. You know, you got to get up there and get into that top 10. You got to get those wins. As G3 with no traffic in front of her, we're going to see what she can do. We'll follow her around for a lap here as she's currently in the 6th position, trying to chase down that 999 of Deviant, who is trying to chase down that 300 of Resemble. G3 Motorsports currently running 10th in the points for her team with 4 points on the year. So we're going to see what she does the rest of this race. I mean, laps are ticking down. Only 29 to go here at Martinsville. As I saw out of the corner of the screen, DB almost right there to the back bumper of Mom Games Hard, about 2 seconds back from MGH right now. So I'm with 27 laps left in the race. I'm guessing that 07 is going to catch up to the back of this field. There is going to be traffic. That could be the deciding factor here today, as our fastest lap on the day right now is by the 619 of Balls Deep Big Slick at 18.879 seconds or 100.302 miles per hour. So awesome job that he was able, after those pit stops, to get such a good lap out there. So catch up to DB, see what he's got going on. Still about a second and a half behind MGH right now. She goes down into turn 3. DB now into turn 3. Down the backstretch one more time here for that 07 of Douche Baggins. Obviously the car to beat as of right now. I'm not sure what KFB has for him. He's kind of just been riding right there, about 0.3 of a second back, as Duchess closes in just ever so slightly through the middle of the turn, but KFB with a great run off the turn. His car clearly a little bit better through the exit of the turn, as Duchess is a little bit better into the entrance of the turn. We'll watch it come down into turn number 1. You can see that she closes up ever so slightly, but KFB gets a good run off the turn there. So as much as she makes up through the middle of the turn, he makes it up on the exit of that turn. As MGH is really just maintaining the separation right now between herself and that 07 of Douche Baggins, who again has led 72 of the 78 laps here today. People that have led laps. 2 laps led by Duchess. One lap led by Resemble. We're gonna have Zed is gonna have led 2 laps, and that's actually gonna be it. So we've had 4 leaders on the day, 4 lead changes. DB leading the most laps. KFB not letting him get too far out of reach right now, as closing up a little bit through the center of that turn. KFB might have something to say here at the end of this race, as I don't know if DB is slowing down a little bit or if KFB is speeding up. MGH has lengthened the distance between her and DB by 0.2 of a second right now. So she's about 17.2 seconds now. So that's about another 0.3 of a second overall that she's lengthened her gap between herself and DB over the last 5 laps or so. So we'll jump back through this field. I mean, it has been mostly a single file affair here today at Martinsville. We had some racing early on in the 2-wide action. These drivers have been very, very courteous to each other. No bumping, no grinding, nothing like that. They've kept it professional here today. And cars that have been good have been good. Cars that have been, where they are, have been where they are. As we drop down one more time into turn 3 and 4. 16 laps left here today at Martinsville. Make that 15 laps left here today at Martinsville, as KFB still pushing to the right to the back bumper, almost right to the back bumper of that 07 of Douche Baggins. I mean, really the race on the track right now, I'm watching our timing and scoring, and there's really not been any passing. Unfortunately, not been too much passing here today, as the only thing that has really played a part after the start of the race has been our pit stops, which again, KFB and Kung Fu Beer and KFB Racing had a fantastic pit stop to move him out ahead of that 72 of Duchess. So all that trash talking that has been happening over the last 3 weeks between Douche Motorsports and Dump and Roll Racing. I mean, to me, Douche Motorsports right now is they're saying something right now. They're saying, listen, you can talk all you want, Dump and Roll, but look who's leading this race. Look who's in third right now. You know, we're out here, we're grinding. We're trying to make it. We're trying to get these wins in, you know. So, I mean, there's going to be some more trash talking, and I'm looking forward to it. But KFB is still not letting that 07 of DB go as he slides up a little bit. See if we can get a good run off the turn with less than, or about 11 or 12 laps to go here at Martinsville. You know, KFB's 0.2, 0.3 of a second, you know, like it's right there. Like, look at that gap just narrow ever so slightly out of the turn. But that Chevy power underneath the hood of that 07 Caterpillar car for DB just powers it off the turn. He's able to get a great run down the straightaway. And KFB is just, I mean, he's got to be driving the wheels off that car right now. He's probably dumping limeritas in his tank as he's thinking about dropping to the inside. In real close right now on that 07. He must have just cracked the top on one of those limeritas, getting ready to pour it into his tank, get a little bit of extra fuel here for that 71 of Kung Fu Beer. I can't recall if KFB has won any races here. He's finished second several times here in the More Freedom Series. And as you know, DB is the IROC Series champion from last year, and so I don't think he ran a race in the More Freedom Series. I can't remember if he won a race in IROC or not, but you know, he is the IROC Series champion from last year, so he knows how to wheel his car, and he does have a win in the More Freedom Series, and he's definitely trying to get back into winner's circle here today at Martinsville, as right now we're under 7 laps to go. As KFB thinking about it right here, look at how close he gets right there to the bumper of the 07 of Douche Baggins. Laps ticking down here with less than 10 laps to go. KFB right almost to the back bumper of the 07 of DB. He's looking to make a last lap spoiler for this absolutely dominant performance by the 07 of Douche Baggins, as DB has led 89 of the 95 laps here today. 96 laps here today. Nobody a lap down. Looks like Jetman just passed Paul Garrick for 25th on the track. As DB lengthens his lead here. Maybe KFB's letting his tires cool down just a little bit, try to get that run again. Down into 3 and 4. KFB ever so close right now to that 07 of Douche Baggins down the front stretch. Less than a car length separating 1 and 2 right now, with less than 5 laps to go here at Martinsville. This Martinsville 100 may come down to the last 2 laps of the race as they come off of 3 and 4. Down to the stripe one more time. KFB really trying right now. Sliding up a little bit through the turn. Off the 1 and 2, down the backstretch. We're going to see if DB starts blocking what he's got. As we come down the front stretch, we're going to be taking the white flag here. 1 more lap to go here at Martinsville. 4 corners for KFB. We're going to see if he's got anything for that 07 of Douche Baggins. Down the backstretch I go one more time, down into 3 and 4. Your leader, the 07 of DB for Douche Motorsports. off of turn 4, down to take the checkered flag. Your winner today here at Martinsville with an absolutely dominant performance for Douche Motorsports is going to be the 07 of Douche Baggins. So awesome job today for Douche Motorsports and the 07 as he prevails, having led 95 of the 100 laps. So let's go through your top 10. Again, your winner is going to be the 07 of Douche Baggins. Second place will be that 71 of Kung Fu Beer. Third will be the 72 of Duchess. Fourth will be the 300 of Resemble. Fifth will be the 999 of Deviant. Sixth will be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Seventh will be the 95 of Zed Brunna. Eighth will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Ninth will be the 544 of Frederick Winklevom. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the number 34 of Super Snake. So awesome job today for Douche Motorsports. They just absolutely dominated Martinsville. And let's go through, well, next week we'll be going to Atlanta for the Atlanta 100, and that should be an amazing race. That newly configured Atlanta track should be absolutely insane and crazy and wild, and it's going to be a lot of fun to go there and race again this year. So that'll be a next week, Atlanta 100 at Atlanta. Let's go through your points real fast. You'll see those points here on the screen. We're going to see who is leading the points. I still have to calculate them, so it's always exciting for me to calculate these after I run the race and then be able to show those to you. And I'm sure that's going to help Duchess and DB push them up to the front, as that's going to give him probably 162 points or something like that on the day. So almost actually over doubling his points, almost tripling his points today. So let's see what else we got. So then also team points will be right here. That's going to be a huge boost to Douche Motorsports, who is going to get 25 points for finishing first, and then whatever it was for finishing third, but also KFB Racing finishing second. So KFB Racing still doing great this year. And yeah, again, congratulations to the 07 of Douche Baggins. An absolutely dominant performance here at Martinsville, getting into the pits, getting out of the pits, and absolutely just dominating the competition. So congrats to the 07 of Douche Baggins. And until next week at Atlanta for the Atlanta 100, take care.